Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome to another time here at the book club of the year. But it's our TED Take on chapter 5 of the book. We're again still on our book, The Good Life. The Good Life, by Robert Waldinger and Marc Schulz. That's a book we're presently reading. It's our sixth book in the series, and we're presently in chapter 5. We've had two meetings in chapter 5. This is going to be our third meeting in chapter 5. And we have one more meeting after this to close out chapter 5 before we go and have a taste of chapter 6, then close for the year and come back on the 7th of January. That's our outlook at this point in time. The title of chapter 5 we've been looking at is Attention to Relationship. The word attention there talks about cultivating, nurturing relationship, waiting on relationship, right? Uh, so we're talking about what we do to foster the relationship to grow, to blossom, for us to the ways in which we get the benefit out of relationship, what we have to do to make the relationships in our life work, or the relationships we need in our life work, right? So we already talked about our social universe. It's those in relationship in that social universe that are critical, essential to our well-being, how to make it work, right? How to increase our social fitness to get the life that we want, to get the kind of life that we desire. That's what we're looking at here in chapter 5, before we go on to chapter 6. And chapter 6 title is Face the Music, Face Life. Don't run away from life. Lean into life. Don't lean away from life. That's all we're trying to talk about here is face life head on. We're teaching you to fight. We're teaching you to win. That's all we're doing as we spend our time together. So like always, I'm going to bring up my slide here. And alrighty. We're here with our book, two authors. Today, December 3rd, we're going to go through the third part on chapter 5. We'll finish chapter 5 next week. We'll do first part of chapter 6, take a break and come back January 7th, and we'll continue from there. Thank you. Thank you. I see the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Though I didn't see your name, but I believe I'll check it. I'll see it later. But thanks. Thanks for the thumbs up. All right. So attention to relationship. That's where we're at. And today, all we're going to talk about today is just social media, right? The effect, what social media is, like we all know what it is. The intent of social media, the advantages, disadvantages, and how to possibly use it to get the value out of it. Social media is a great thing. It's a great invention. It was invented with the intent to help us in our social fitness, right? It was given to us as a gift to help us give attention to our relationship. But like every good thing, it can be used wrongly. Every blessing can become a curse, and such is social media, right? As much as it was done with a good intent to help us with our relationship, it has also killed our relationship when we don't use it rightly, right? Every good thing that is not used according to the way it's designed will become a curse, not a blessing. Social media, there's nothing wrong with social media. Social media is not from a devil. It is from God. It is to bless us. It is to increase us. But it will only do that when we relate with it right, when we use it the way it was designed, intended to be used, right? So social media is pretty much just a way of a digital way of relating with people, in such a way that it takes away distance, right? I can make friends with people across the globe, the distance is eliminated. Also, because of the way it is, language is eliminated. There's one time I was chatting with some folks in Angola, and they had no clue. I don't understand Portuguese because we're able to communicate. Even though I don't understand Portuguese, they don't understand English, right? Because all I had to do is everything they said, I put it on Google Translate and I translate it from Portuguese to English, then my English to Portuguese, and I replied them. Only one of them did know that I don't understand Portuguese, and the others could not believe it, right? So that can help in fostering relationship just as much as that can be abused also. We have people who have used that to lie about their age, their person, and use that to abuse or corrupt or swindle people, So as much as it can be used for good, it can be used for evil. It's up to each one of us to understand the pitfalls, the strengths, the weaknesses, such that we don't get the wrong end of the stick, when we come into the social media, right? Social is the word again. I believe it's an Italic word called socius, right? Which means friendly, right? Intent is to make friends. So media is an avenue, a ground, a channel that's created for people to make friends, right? So it's a friendship avenue, friendship and channel, friendship opportunity, friendship room, right? That's what social media is, right? But if it's abused, then it can become enemy room, war room. It's meant to bring us together, not to tear us apart. But when you don't use it rightly, you would get the wrong end of the stick. Social media is not the problem. We had the problem when we don't use it the way it was designed to be used, when we then subject ourselves to become slaves of social media, or we use it to hide, to hide from things we should face, and we'll talk a bit more about that as we talk about mindfulness next week, and we'll go on to talk about facing the music in chapter 6. Life is not to be run away from or eaten away from. It's supposed to be faced headlong. You lean into life to get the best of life. You don't run away from life. You lean into life to get the best of life. uh, Good. So, the first social media that was created in 1997. Can you believe that? I used to think it was even 1977, but it was created in 1997. That's just barely 26 years ago, right? It's barely 26 years ago, and it seems like we've had it all our lives. It's like we can't live without it, but we did. Right, that's 26 years ago. That means I started, it was created when I was already 30. So I lived 30 years without social media and I survived and I did well. I didn't leave anything less. So this 26 years of social media, can't define my life. It's just for me to use, not to be used by it, and that needs to be the same for every one of us, So the first person that created it is called Andrew Weinrich, and he created a media called the 6 Degrees, right? And since then, a whole lot of other people have created their own, and we don't even know what 6 Degrees is today. It's gone out of reign, as it were. Yeah. So again, social media is simply a tool. That's what it is. It's a tool. It's not a god. It's not to be worshipped. It's a tool. It's a slave. It's a servant, right? It is a tool. It's to be used, not to use you, right? It's not a pill. It's not a pill to numb your pain. It's a tool to be used to enhance you, right? To enhance who you are. It's not supposed to define you, but to enhance who you are. right? Social media will not make you. You are supposed to use it to accelerate your being, accelerate your person, energize who you are, right? It's a tool, right? And there are a lot of advantages and disadvantages to it, obviously. Whether you use it as a tool or not, whether you don't even have the basic culture in yourself, right? Social media is just going to make you more of who you already are, right? So if you have a problem with social media, it's because you have a problem yourself, not social media. Social media is not your problem. Your problem is yourself. If you treat yourself well, so you can use social media and will enhance you. People have become millionaires with social media. People have become, you know, uh, they become stars, celebrities with social media, and they don't have two heads, right? They just like you, just people of like passion like you, right? So you can use it, in a way that would enhance your being, enhance your journey, right? So a lot of benefits to it, and it's mainly to help us keep in touch with people, and help us, so it help us keep in touch with people, help us uh connect with people. It can help us also from a commercial standpoint. You can sell to people, without having to move and go through traffic. It's a place you can start a shop. You can blog, you can preach, you can write a book. Today everybody uses it for everything, right? You have churches online. I have a prayer meeting online. I'm doing this online. I used to do a Saturday teaching online. Have a marriage community online. I talk to singles online. I post every day on what you might call a life coaching stuff. I get to do counseling online with people I've never met in my life. Never met, face to face. The people I employed in my farm, I employed them online never before I met them for the first time. So you see, it bridges barrier. It bridges barrier, cultural space, different things if you use it rightly, So social media can be addictive. That's a problem with it, and can lead to feelings of loneliness or isolation if you use it, excessively. If you use it in such a way that it becomes to control you, right? You have different issues with feelings of being left out. When you become a slave to social media, it could be addictive. So the important thing then is that you don't get to that place when it begins to control you. Again, social media is a tool. It's a tool. It's not a lifeline. It's a tool. You must keep it that way if you want to get the benefit from it. So one of the advantages or some of the advantages of social media, it helps you connect. You connect with people you've never met in your life. I have a goddaughter in Botswana we never met, but we connect so well, so well, like we've known all our lives, right? I connected a lot of people on my marriage counseling platform. Someone in Malaysia, people in Philippines. So I get to talk to people South Africa, and I've never met them, right? Even places in the US, I've never met them. But that's the beauty of social media. We're able to help one another. We're able to engage with one another. We're able to be a blessing to one another. We're able to have counseling sessions together, and be a blessing to one another, and we're not limited by time and space, and also education. We get to learn, with social media. I get to learn with a lot of people I get to interact with, uh, when my marriage community was more active, was a real engaging platform. We share information between one another. I share, I learn from other people as much as I share from what I know. And that's what I do every day out on social media is share something and engage with people. I learn, I get things from different people's perspective as I share my own perspective, and somehow we grow. Our consciousness increases, right? People bring in their own different consciousness, and I mix with my consciousness, and our collective consciousness increases, right? So we get to share information, updates. We become aware of what's going on. We share, and we share anything. You can share anything with each other. Some people use it wrongly, but it's up to us to use it rightly to be a blessing to us, right? So all the advantages. Thanks. I see the thumbs up. Thanks that I'm hitting the points. You know, uh, feel free to chat with me if there's something you want to add to the discussion. So it helps build communities. Like I say, I have a marriage community. It's about 100,000 people there. And it's made up of people from every part of the world, right? Every continent of the world is represented there. So I love that. I love that. When I first started it, it was when I was living in the US, right? And this was back 2014, thereabout, I believe, is when I started that community, and it was only mainly American folks that were joining. And I was saying, oh, wow, I'm a Nigerian. How come the Nigerian folks are not joining? And today we have the Nigerian folks are the largest part of that community, but we have people from everywhere. Uh, you can use it for a noble cause. People use it to fund, to grow fund, to help people. And we have on social media. I have people from my matters, my elementary school, my secondary school, my university, my fellowship in school. We've used that to help, my faculty, help to do some work in the faculty in trying to improve the place, so you can use it for noble causes also. For mental health, that people come for counseling because they wanted to commit suicide. People that don't have answers. So it's just an easy place to share with people and help people. They're not limited by where they are. They can go online and meet with someone who can have an answer for what you're going through. So you are able to be helped. You have questions, and people I do counseling sessions, and so that helps. And I can do that without even knowing the person. They have the benefit that I don't know them. Yeah, so they can tell me things they probably won't tell someone that knows them, and we can keep it secret and they can get the help that they need, right? You can use the brand, right? And I do that right now with a farm that I have. I'm building some products. I'm building a branding in that wise. Main product we have right now is the Gary, but we have other things in the pipeline. So you can use it to market and to brand, right? To have a name for yourself. So customer engagement also. Yeah, just to keep the to keep the brand alive and gain followership, right? To amaze your customers. So beauty of social media, you can use it to engage. Some of the disadvantages of social media, right? It can affect your social emotional connection. So you could be there and you're not connected. People come in and they're dissociated. Don't forget the word connection is to be seen, to be known, right? To be heard, right? So you could be in a group and nobody seemingly sees you. They hear you, but you don't feel they hear you. because hearing is not just someone responding to what you're saying, is that you feel heard, you feel seen. And sometimes you could be in a group and everybody's talking over your head, no one's really connecting with what you're saying. They don't get you. You're talking, but they don't get you. You're speaking a language and they don't seem to understand the language you're speaking, even though you're speaking English. But it's not just the words. It's the understanding of the words you are saying. It's them even giving attention to what you're saying, because sometimes it's not just even the words you're saying, it's what is behind the words you're saying. Right. So to feel a sense of connection is that people are being able to see beyond the words and see the reason why you are saying the words. And sometimes that gets missing in social media. Sometimes if you have not seen a person before, all you can assume is who the person is, and don't forget, communication is not altogether, I've forgotten what percentage it is, probably just 25% of communication is verbal. Don't forget, again, in the hierarchy of communication, what you see is higher than what you hear. So what you see when you are reading what someone has written or what someone is saying, right, is higher. He interprets what you're hearing. So if you don't see the person where that person is, you might have a wrong understanding of what that person is saying. And if you have a wrong understanding of what that person is saying, that person will not feel seen. You will not feel heard. Therefore, you don't connect with that person. That's the problem in marriages, where people distance that people grow apart because they stop listening to one another. You get to that place where you're just listening to what you heard. You focus on the words. You're not seeing what's behind the words. What connects two people together is not the words they say. It's the understanding and the hearing of what is not being said. If you cannot hear what is not being said by a person, you cannot connect with that person. Connection is the ability to hear what is not being said, not just what is said. And sometimes that's a limitation of social media. It takes an extra effort to break that limitation. That sometimes even in the office, we say, don't just send emails. Go do some face-to-face. Go meet the person. Because meeting that person and doing a face-to-face helps you to understand when that person is just communicating with you on social media, because then you can interpret what that person is sending by the person you have met. But if you have never met that person, you might be wrongly interpreting the words that the person is using, because you are using a different frame that might be a wrong frame to interpret the words that the person is saying. And until you use the right frame to interpret those words, you cannot see that person. And you cannot see that person, you cannot connect with that person. Right? So that's a limitation of social media, but it can be broken. You just have to take the extra effort to do that. And we'll be talking about that as we go along. Next week, we're going to talk about mindfulness. Being mindful, being aware helps to break that, right? It can also decrease your quick-witty skill, because you can delay. Someone sends me a message, I don't have to respond immediately. I can take my time, right? There's not that quick response. I can then become a dullard because I can take 2 days to reply to someone, right? And therefore, I don't have that natural instinct of responding, right? And then people do that. When I send you a message, I'm expecting a response, and some people delay. I've seen some people don't even pick their calls. They choose the calls they pick. I'm not that kind of person. It has its benefit, it has its disadvantages, because I believe in connecting. I believe in relationships, even though, yes, I do understand why some people don't do it, because they're probably not in the right mood, not the right frame. But those are limitations to social media. because if I come to you face to face, I'm going to get that response immediately. But if I'm doing it on social media, I can choose a delay. Good. There's also the bad part of it. You lose the skill of life, the skill of relating or meeting with people on a face-to-face level, right? It could also cause distress to someone's feeling. You can imagine when people use the wrong words, right? When people misunderstand you, when people don't get you, it could touch you in the wrong way. It could hit you in the wrong way, right? And it could be nobody's fault. It could be that they're just not getting you. That's all. Uh, they're not getting you. That's all. You're seeing it in one frame, they're seeing it in another frame, and that could be uh, discomforting. It's stressing to you because people are not understanding you, right? But there are ways you can overcome that, but those are possible downfalls, right? They present people could be present physically and not present mentally, and that happened a lot during COVID, right? People log on to meetings and they're not there. They just logged on, or they're there, but they're not there, because then you can do 1,001 things when you're online. You don't give your full attention to the people you're interacting with. You're seemingly multitasking, but the truth is nobody can multitask. You're just simply switching from one thing to the other. And when you're switched away, something that's important might have been said at that point in time, and you miss it. Right. Yeah. But let me welcome Toba here. Toba, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good afternoon, sir.
Awesome. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, sorry we didn't meet last Sunday, but thank God we can do it today.
Fine, fine.
I was church today. Awesome. Awesome. So today we're just looking at social media as a way that helps us to give attention to relationship. So we've talked about the advantages. We're here talking about some of the disadvantages of it, right? So it also it could bring a lacking of understanding and thoughtfulness. Like we said, you might not understand someone because of the frame in which you are reading what they are saying. If you have never met the person before, you might be wrongly interpreting what the person is saying. And you could also be bashful with the person. You might not have empathy if you cannot feel the person, right? So those are possible pitfalls, with social media. It could also be a lack of quality family time because you're distracted. People gather together as family and everybody's on social media. You're supposed to be together with family, but each person is connected with other people outside that physical connection that you have, So it takes the extra effort, but we need to work at it. There's a possible disadvantages of social media that you're not present where you are physically because you have a media in front of you that takes you away from where you are, physically with your family. So though you're there physically, you're not there socially. You're not able to connect with the people you are with physically. So it could be a distraction. So we need to be careful that it doesn't break our family. My children have accused me of that. When I used to be active here with my marriage community, I spent a lot of time with it. And I guess that took away from time I could spend with my children. That didn't go well. And have had to learn from that, and I'm trying to do better. They're all grown now. I lost that opportunity, but I'm trying to do better, but that's something we're all exposed to. What are the disadvantages of social media could include cyberbullying, people coming there and trying to bully other people, I know because we're all different. There's the alpha, Delta, different kind of personality. So you can outspeak some people and damage their spirit, so we have to be careful to know that not everybody can take the beatings that we can take, and be have empathy, towards others. It could go to hacking, people steal people's code, login code, hack into their channels, their WhatsApp, and all of that, and do some crooked, swindling things. So those are possibilities out there that one needs to watch out for. It could also mean distracted mind, right? Again, like I said, you're in one place, but your mind is somewhere else. You have to watch out for that. There are people that are in class or at work, and they're all there on social media, and you're paid to do that job or paid to be where you are, and one of the things we're talking about next week, is mindfulness. It's pretty much being present where you are, right? You be being present where you are. If you're on social media, be present. If you're in real life engagement, be present. That's a benefit of your life. Where you are not present, you cannot be active. You cannot live. So a lot of people spend time, but they're not alive because they are torn between several places. They're not in any of them. They're just torn between several places, or they're just a little there, a little here, and they're nowhere. Those are possible disadvantages of social media. All right. It could also facilitate laziness, right? You don't go out and do the real thing. You're always online, instead of you to do your job, do your chores and your chores in the house, social media, Facebook. You're not facing life. Social media has its place. There are things you need to engage with in life. Whether it be to go wash the car, sweep your house, go to work, go engage with people, go make friends. The friends will be made real face to face, other than being on social media. So don't use that as a place to escape life. If you use social media to escape life, it will hurt you. It will hurt you. Life is not marked. Whatsoever you sow, you reap. If you use social media as a way to escape life, you will not live. You will not find life. Social media should be a tool to engage life, not to run away from life. You use social media to engage life, not to run away from life. Because whatsoever you sow, you reap. You might have a million friends on social media. That doesn't equate to one friend in real life, right? Because you have a million friends on social media, it doesn't mean that you get any one of them to attend an event that's real life, or you need somebody to hug, right? There's a difference between hugging someone in real life and hugging someone on social media. They're different. It's touch. You cannot replace it. You cannot replace touch, right? And you can't find touch on social media. No matter the tech, you can't find touch. That's a place when skin touches skin, blood touches blood. You can't. Social media will not replace that, right? So you need to balance things out. Hey, Ada, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your comment. And what we're talking about today is just social media. Right now, we're just talking about disadvantages. Thanks for coming along. Later on, I will drop the reel on my page on Instagram. It will also be on YouTube live, so you can find the full recording of this. All we're doing today is just talking about social media as part of our book that we're reading into. It's just chapter 5 of the book, and we're talking about attention to relationship, and this is just a subset of that. Next week we'll talk about consciousness, mindfulness, being to close out the chapter. So it could also be an addiction, right? Social media could be addictive, and that's what we call the FOMO, where you have the fear of missing out, right? Yeah. What have they said? What's raining? That will kill you. That will kill your life. That will kill your destiny. You need to control social media. Don't let it control you. And people get cheated also because of social media. Again, you can meet your lost flame. You're married, but you meet someone that you almost married before. or you meet someone that looks so attractive on social media, and people do sex on social media and different things, you need to be careful. I was counseling a lady that met someone on social media, and from then they connected face to face and did some stupid things. That's not the intent of social media, except you're looking for trouble in your life. So just we'll look at next few slides here. We'll just look at how to get the best out of social media. And the word is we need to engage. The intent of social media is to engage, is to form relationship. The summary of social media is to form relationship. The word social is taken from I believe is the Greek word or Italic word, I believe is a Greek word called socios. It just means to make friends, to engage, to form connections, right? The intent of social media, overarching intent of social media is to make friends, to engage, right? To be socially connected, to have social intercourse, to have relationships, to be seen, to be known, to be heard. That's the intent of social media. Now, every other thing we do comes from that. Now we can use it for commerce purposes, and we can use it for evangelism purposes. You can use it to sell yourself. You can use it to do 1,001 other things. But the base of it, the intent of social media is to be seen, to be heard, to be known, to connect, to make friends, right? That's the intent, So when we come on social media, we want to engage with one another. We want to see one another. We want to hear one another. We want to know one another. So we don't fake lives. If you what you do on social media is to bring your fake self, you won't get the benefit of social media, because who people will relate with will be the fakeness that you present, not the true you. And people cannot see the true you. They cannot touch your heart. Right? The benefit of life comes when hearts touch one another. That's when you get the benefit, because we're social beings, right? We're social beings, right? And we don't get the fullness of who we are until we connect, when our heart touches another heart, when our heart speaks to another heart. That's when we come alive. We come alive. That's what we're created. We're created to relate. We're created to connect. We're created to be seen, to be known, to be heard, right? And until we do that, we don't enjoy life, right? You're just existing, right? So, and what I was talking about, it actually is here, it's a Latin word, socius, right? It's just to make friends. So when you're on social media, that's the intent. So when you're here, you're trying to engage. When I hear come and discuss, and we're doing a book club talking about this book, I'm trying to engage with you. Though the instrument is that we're sharing knowledge, we're sharing what we've read from the book, we're trying to make ourselves better. I'm trying to share my level of consciousness with you, and hoping that you will share your level of consciousness with me, and therefore together we can become better. Our consciousness, our collective consciousness can increase. We can become better beings, better human beings. We're better equipped to harness, to achieve the reason why we're here. We're better people in our own private circle. We're better people in our school. We're better people in our marriage. We're better people in our home. We're better people in our workplace. We're better people in our church, our mosque, or wherever we find ourselves. So that's why we're here. And so when we come, we want to engage. We want to share. We want to learn, so that we can get better, and so that at the end of the day also, so we can see people, we can know people, we can hear people just as much as they hear us, they see us, and they know us, right? And that comes when hearts engage with one another, right? So the beauty and benefit of social media, again, is in the connection, is in the engagement with other people. It helps us stay connected. We share ideas, thoughts, opinions in a safe and secure environment, right? I'm connected with people, from my elementary school, people from my secondary school, people from my university, people from my fellowship back in school. And we just come. It's supposed to be a safe place where I can be myself. I joke a lot, but it's with the assumption that they know me. They know what is a joke and what is seriousness. But I can be me in that gathering, and they know that, so it can also be used to promote your business, your organization, your cause, as well as to stay informed about what is current and what is happening, right? So, and tips on how to become a social butterfly and to use social media that is to use it to the best of your ability, is to be yourself. It's very important to be yourself, because who you are, more people see is what people relate with. Right. Don't be too overly conscious about what people think about you. Hone your stage, hone your media. You bought your phone, nobody gave it to you, or whoever gave it to you, but now it's your own. Even if you don't own the phone, whatever channel you registered to log on to, it's your own. Own it. Own it. Don't let anyone take it away from you. It's your own. Own it. Use it the way you want to use it. Be you on it. Don't try to be someone else, because when you're someone else, people will connect with that person that you are there. They won't connect with you. So that person might be popular, but you will not be popular. That person will be well fed psychologically, socially, but you will not. The intent to come on social media is to connect. So be you so they can connect with you, not with someone else of your imagination, right? Love you. If you don't love you, people cannot love you. Love you where you are today, not where you want to be. Where you want to be is in the future. You got to love you where you are today so that you can get to where you want to be tomorrow. Where you are today is your foundation. You will not get to where you want to be tomorrow if you don't start from where you are today. You are not going to build any building without starting with the foundation. If you start with the building without a foundation, the storms will come and they will test your foundation. If your foundation is not there, everything will be blown away. Then you'll have a calamity, right? Then you'll have a crisis. You need to build your life to be crisis proof, because crisis will come, but it should not take you away. And the only way it's not going to take you away is if you have a foundation. When the earthquake come, when the wind come, when the storm come, your house will stand. It will only stand if you are sincere with yourself. Be you and show you to the world, irrespective of what you is today. It's your starting point. So if you're going to engage, you need to be you. Be yourself. Whoever yourself is, be you. Yes, you might not like you. You want to be better, but this is you today. Be you. Don't edit you. If your head is big, let everybody know your head is big. Then work at making your head small or whatever it is, right? If you don't have the right toning of your body, be you today. It means that you need help. If people don't know you need help, they can't counsel you on how to tone your body. Be you today so that people can give you the help that you need to become the person you want to be, right? So be authentic, right? And don't be people pleasing. Express yourself, own your channel. You're on social media not to impress anybody. You used to express who you are. But in expressing who you are also, don't be too quick to show forth your stupidity. Be more quick to listen than to speak. Don't be out there just throwing things out, right? Slow down, listen, then keep from the quietness of your being what you think. And don't be willing to learn. Don't hold on to something that you have that might not be true. Be open to learn. right? So don't be people pleasing. Don't be people impressing. Just be you and express who you are, right? In a place where you can learn, you can become better, right? So seek to express, not impress. All right. Be interested. Don't be interested. Don't just be be interested in people. And we'll talk more about this as we'll talk next week and go on. You know, if you want to, he that wants to make friends must first of all show himself friendly, right? If you want people to be interested in you, you also be interested in other people. If you're interested in other people's affairs, then hopefully they will be interested in you over time, because what you sow is what you reap. If you want to make friends, be friendly, right? Be interested in other people if you want them to be interested in you. If you want to be seen, then see other people. If you want to be heard, then hear other people. If you want to be known, then know other people, right? That's the way you get the benefit of social media, right? So social media, again, we said one of the disadvantages, can distract you from face-to-face communication. It can promote unrealistic expectation. It can facilitate jealousy and insecurity, all of that. You need to be aware of that. But just be yourself. You're not there to compare yourself with anybody. Either compares himself with another person is not wise. The intent of social media is not to come and compare yourself with someone else, right? Is to engage, is to learn, is to grow, is to see where someone else is and find out how did that person get there, so you too can grow your life, not that you start competing with them or being sad because someone else is growing. Is to learn so you can make your own life better. It's not to run at another person's pace. It's to run at your own pace with the right information to grow you, right? That's the intent of social media, right? So comparing with yourself with other people, that's not wise. It will only make you sad. It will make you sorrowful. And that is not the intent of social media, right? So, so the second thing also, as we take benefit of social media, is that you need to watch your temperature. You need to ask yourself, how is social media rubbing on me? You know, when I did my marriage counseling in the height of it all, I probably got to a place where I felt too comfortable. I spent a lot of time on it. I was also too much in a hurry to give out, you know. In all my time, feedback for me, it's I've come to the place to remind myself the reason I'm here is to engage. Engage is not me coming to tell you I've arrived, so I want to help you arrive. I don't know it all. I'm still learning. I'm like Michelangelo on his dying bed said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I don't know everything about the subject we're talking here. Don't forget that we're doing a book club. So all of this is not just information from me. It's based on what I'm reading in this book that I'm sharing, you know. But obviously, because I have the privilege of your engagement to come here, I'm having to do extra research so that I can be able to talk with confidence, and together we can grow our consciousness. I'm adding some other information to it, but the foundation is what we're reading from this book, right? So it's not because I'm a professor. I'm learning. I'm reading, I'm learning. As I'm sharing here, I'm learning. As I'm preparing, I'm learning. I'm growing myself. So I'm not here to show off knowledge. I'm here to learn. You know, I'm the first student of all that's going on here. Everything I'm saying, I'm first saying to myself before you are hearing it. I'm here, the first person hearing it. So I'm here to grow, not to come and show off, right? I have not arrived, right? So the intent here is not to come and show off. It's just to spend this time together, to engage with one another, to rub minds together, to rub hearts together, hopefully improve one another, hopefully share my own life with you, hopefully learn your own life, see if it's something I've done before I can help you, see if there's something about you that can help me myself, so that collectively, no one is left behind. We all grow together. We all become better in our own different fields, yeah, in our own different spheres of life, right? It's not, I'm not here to master or be lord of anybody. you know, there's no offering here. We're not collecting. I'm not doing this for money. It's just an opportunity, for me to read. It helps me have a lot of books, and doing this forces me to read them. So that's my pay. I get paid to do this. That payment is that I read my books and I get better. So I get paid by reading my books. That's a benefit for me, I'm just hoping that someone else gets some benefit out of it, so wow. So you need to check and ask yourself, what is social media doing for me? Why am I on social media? And is it benefiting me? Right? If it's not, what can I do so that it can benefit me? Because it's a good thing. It's not the devil. It's a good thing. If you're not getting what you need from it, it's because of you. You are the problem, not social media. You are the problem if you're not getting something from social media, right? So you need to find out how to use it to improve your life so that you're not at the mercy of it. You're not losing out from it, right? It's supposed to elevate your life, make your life better, not less. So check your temperature as you come in. One size does not fit all. What works for other people might not work for you. Find a way to attune it to your own life, because you are the one that we're talking about here. How can I use it to move my life forward, right? So learn, grow, right? And lastly is sometimes some people you need to know where to take a break. Don't be at the mercy of it. Don't be a slave to it. Don't be that someone I cannot do without my phone. If I'm not without my phone, I'll fall sick. Don't be at the mercy of social media. Again, it's a tool. You use it. You don't let it use you. All right. That's all I'm going to do. And that's where I'm going to stop for